fish. Oh, come on. Come on, come on. This is adventure fishing UK through and through for you here. Fish. Oh, yes, come on. Come on. Look how cool this mushroom is. Look at that, it's massive. Now then, I'm fishing at Haweswater Reservoir today and I'm really excited about this one, and I'll show you just why now. Look at this for an absolutely incredible view all around me. Isn't it just beautiful? I've never in all my life seen this lake this low. I think it might even be a record in terms of how low it is. You can actually see the walls right down there. There's an island down there that you can never usually get to unless you're on a boat. So today I'm going to fish around all this structure and I'm going to try and make it onto this island. So it could really go one of two ways today. One, the fish could be really sort of disorientated and surprised about how drastically different their environment is, which could make fishing that bit more difficult if they're just sort of really unsettled, everything's different for them. Or this lake's usually massive and there's loads of structure, so maybe, just maybe, all the perch and all the trout will be concentrated into a smaller area, so everything that was around here might now all be pushed down a bit further into the lake, which is where I'm going to be fishing. The village of Mardale was controversially dammed in the 1930s and it flooded this whole valley. There was a whole village called Mardale and all the houses were knocked down, everything was flattened, loads of farms were flooded, all the bodies were even dug up out the churchyard. There was an old pub here that was already hundreds and hundreds of years old. God knows how old it'd have been now if it was still around. All of it gone to supply the northwest, particularly Manchester, with water. And after prolonged periods of drought, when the water level really drops, you can see all of the structure that there once was. It's an absolute spectacle. All this structure, all these old dry stone walls, act as really good shelter for prey fish, which draws in the bigger predators like the big perch and the trout, etc. So today we could end up having a really good day's fishing. Some of these walls coming up now. This ground I've never walked on, and it's likely no one's walked on this bit for quite a while. Just look at that, look at these walls. Usually when I come fishing here, this is the structure I'm fishing around. But this summer we've just had hardly any rain and this has been completely exposed. I bet there's a few lures snagged up on here. Well, this is remains of the old village. Like, I wonder what this was, for example. It's just some really rich history around this area. This is adventure fishing UK through and through for you here. I am walking along a wall of a flooded village in the middle of the Lake District with my rigged and ready travel rod. Look at these views around me. This is usually all underwater. And this is usually, as I said, where I'm casting my lures over when I'm fishing. And I know a lot of perch and pike usually live here. Not pike, sorry, trout. So those will have likely been just pushed down to around by this island. All that's left now of where this lake used to be is one small stream still trickling down and feeding the lake. Around these walls here, there's usually giant shoals of minnows and all this structure. So much like everything else, they'll be really concentrated in the water that's still left. It's going to make some really interesting fishing today. Wasn't planning on coming, but I saw this on the news and I saw loads of pictures and thought, wow, I have to try this. So let's see how it goes. I presume this used to be a road here with walls on either side. It's crazy to think that hundreds of years ago there'd have been a bustling street here with loads of people, and now nothing. This is the bank I usually fish from when I'm here, and usually that's a really deep bit that I drop my jigs and stuff over. It's just really something else seeing it like this. Wow, I'm almost lost for words. I've got a forest on the left of me and absolutely nothing on the right. Usually that's prime fishing. Can't wait to see what the landscape looks like round here. You can see this path that's just been formed over this summer. People coming down and walking right the way along here, and you're not normally supposed to walk down here. It's just amazing that this all used to be farmland and village. Starting to get to the water now, and I can just see right the way across that it's still mega shallow. Hopefully around this corner we're finally, sorry you've had a bit of a history lesson, but we're finally going to get to some good fishing ground, I think. All this on my left here is what I usually fish off, and I've caught fish swimming around right where I'm standing at this very moment. So it's a bit muddy, the water, so I'll have to go for a brightly coloured spinner or jig. But I think I might just make a start here, even though it does look a bit shallow. Get set up and get cracking. So my setup for the day is the rigged and ready RR3000 reel, the fish rig 180 semi-telescopic travel rod, and a Savage Gear Rotex spinner. So much mud here, it's tough terrain to walk on, but oh, my foot's just nearly gone in the water, look at that. This is going to be harder than I thought. Hopefully the spinner's going to be able to cut through this really murky water and give them something to think about. One thing I hadn't bargained for was that being so slippy down there. I've been sliding all over the place. Hopefully I'm going to find some rocks soon to fish from, because if not, I'm going to get very muddy. Just gonna brave it. Look at these old gate posts. I wonder how long these have been submerged for. Oh. So muddy. I'm just sliding everywhere. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh nice, it looks rockier over on the left. Perfect. Really challenging start to the day so far. Gonna have a couple more casts with this spinner, and if I don't get anything, swap over to the trusty lure boy micro jig in white. I think this looks much more like it. Fish. Oh, it's a nice one. That's a nice fish, and my GoPro's about to run out. Give me some good head shakes. It's a perch. It's a big one as well. And he's in the net. Come on, look at the state of my net though. Look at the state of my net. Spinner's come out already. For a moment there I was worried I wasn't going to catch anything, Don't worry, it's just muddy because of the water. It's so muddy here. But look at that for a perch. First one of the day. Off he goes back into the old structure of the fallen walls of Mardale village. Just about to get in for the next cast. Oh, I just saw a trout jump out. Oh, there's fish everywhere. Look at all these, what I presume to be minnows, coming to the surface. They must be getting chased by something there. Let's see if we can catch 2 fish in 2 casts. They're jumping out, these minnows. Come on. They're using this wall for cover. If you see that island over there, I'll just flash you up a picture now of what that normally looks like under normal circumstances, just so you can see how crazy where I am is. I'm going to head over there and jig off the end, because I bet you it'll be deep there. Have my lunch in those trees maybe. It's probably an area I'll never get to explore again. And just keep trying to catch some fish for you all. There's now an icy wind coming in from the mountains behind me. So I'm going to have a little pit stop, get some water in me, get a jumper on, and switch to the Lure Boy micro jig, or maybe even the micro craw. I'll show you that now. Now this is the Lure Boy micro craw. Never used these before, so I think this is a good enough place to give it its first run out. I've got it on a white jig head, and I'm just going to fish it really deep and just bounce it along the floor here, because I've got a good feeling about this spot. Really good feeling. And hopefully maybe even something like this will be able to pick out a slightly bigger perch. Fish on. That didn't take long at all. I was thinking about it for a while, I could feel it. It's a lovely sized perch. Right through the top lip. Hooked absolutely perfectly. Oh, he wasn't for hanging around, was he? That's why I hold fish over the water if the hook's out and I'm holding him. But yeah, that was a great result on the micro cray. This is cool. We've got some old buildings over there. They look like quite sophisticated walls. Just gonna have a quick go with this big Salmo hornet. I've got to cross this. Have a go at casting into it. Could well be perch territory. I'm gonna have to turn back and head to the island, because look how deep this is. My feet are disappearing underneath me. Just walked all the way around here for no more fish. I'm absolutely knackered now, so I'm gonna head back to where I caught those other 2. Try that island out, which looked really good, have a sandwich and gather my thoughts. Ridiculous. This here clearly used to be Some sort of old farm gate. I think this was the farmhouse down there, according to someone I've just overheard. Amazing how this has been underwater for so long. If anyone knows what this is, be really interested in knowing. Looks like it's got a little pipe, so it could be some sort of sink. Maybe where they used to... Oh, I've got no idea. This looks like a good little bit. It gets really deep. There's a little natural cove, and maybe even that wall stretches off down into the water. So let's see if we can't attempt another perch. Fishing has all of a sudden got incredibly tough. Been about 2 hours without a bite now, and a hell of a lot of walking through some really tough mud. I'm just praying that soon some fish are going to show up, and I've switched over to the Salmo Hornet, an old friend of mine. So hopefully the tide's going to turn. The Salmo Hornet. I'm in need of some morale from somewhere, that's for sure. Can't wait to explore up there, but I don't think I'm going to reward myself with it until I've caught another fish. This is quite a cool bridge here. If I don't catch anything over the rest of the trip, I think I'm just going to get my feet wet, walk across along this bridge and maybe try and micro jig under it. But for now, we'll just run the Salmo Hornet through. See if we can make anything happen. Right, I'm back on the spinner again. Honestly, I must have cycled through about 10 different things today, trying to find what works and what doesn't, and it's been tough. Very tough. Fish. Oh, come on. Come on, come on. Yes. It's quite a nice one as well. Oh, it's running quick. Yeah, get in. Come on. So the third fish has taken a very long time to come, and it couldn't have come at a better moment. Beautiful colours. Look at the red on those fins. So that's me onto the Savage Gear spinner, probably for the rest of the trip now. Let's have another look at that fish. Fish. Oh yes, come on. Come on. Oh, they're all chasing it. There's a shoal in here somewhere. Got him. So this is the fourth fish of the day, and there was another shoal of perch chasing after it on the way in. Nailed the spinner again. So happy to have caught another fish though. We're currently fishing right over some of the walls of where the village of Mardale used to be. So I've just realised that exactly where I'm stood now and where I've just had two fish, after spending the whole day looking for them, according to the guy I was listening to before, I'm stood on top of a broken down church where the church used to be. Isn't that just poetic justice? Fish. Feels like an alright size one as well, that. Oh look, they're all chasing him. There's an even bigger one there. Look at that. Look at the size of that one following it. Oh, I'm going to try and get this out of the water, then get back in after that big one. Still chasing it, look. It's twice the size. This is probably the biggest fish of the day, but the one chasing it was twice this size. Twice the size of this. Look at that for a beautiful fish. I want its older brother though. It wasn't for hanging around. Looked like he was almost going to attack the one coming in. What a whopper. Just had another knock. Oh, there's one. Oh, one just followed it right to the bank. I can still sort of see where he is. Come on. Oh, he just went for it. I pulled it out of his mouth just too soon. I saw him take it and I thought he had it, but he hadn't sort of clamped down on it. There, got it. Got it. Oh, look at the bend that one's putting in the rod. Oh, that could be a nice fish actually. Wow, there's loads. There's a massive shoal following him. Look at that, can you see that? There's hundreds. It's a nice perch. There you have it, ladies and gents. The biggest perch of the day. Stunning, stunning fish. So in a minute I'm going to head up to the island and do a bit of exploring. Just sort of see what's going on up there and have a little wander around, and I'll take the camera up and I'll show you what's going on up there. But if you're enjoying this video so far, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Putting a hell of a lot of effort into my videos lately and always makes me smile seeing that one extra subscriber pop up. Fish. He's shaking his head, this one. Better get him away from that wall. Wonder if he's brought his friends along like the others. Oh, that's not a bad fish actually. Putting a fair bend in the old fish rig 180. Some net one this. So this perch, one bigger again. What a lovely fish. This savage gear spinner's really doing its job right now. Can't sing its praises highly enough. Look at that. That big fish I just caught then, I followed this wall down and you can see it going off into there, and I just cast it either side. Before too long that big one nailed it. Got some thick clouds coming over now, but just look at this view. It's outstanding. On my way to do some exploring now. Got the lake over here where I've just had a load of perch just in this little pool. Then over there we've got a lovely forest, and that's where the water level usually gets up to. Pretty much right over the forest. Here again you have the remains of an old farmhouse. Some really nice structure. And I'm heading for the island. So this is what it looks like going into going into the forest on the island. A lot of rock. This once never used to be an island, interesting to think. So I've just been talking to a couple of really lovely ladies about their drone that they've been flying around, and one was a wedding photographer and she's very kindly gonna send me the footage. So if you're wondering where all this really good drone footage has come from, unfortunately not me, but you're gonna get to see some of the structure of Mardale through the lens of a bird, I suppose. Bird's eye view. Look how cool this mushroom is. Look at that, it's massive. Looks like that branch up there snapped, but somehow these sticks are suspended inside it. Let me just try to get a close up on that for you. Look at that. It's amazing. Again, just to remind you, I'll show you what this island normally looks like. I'm really liking this new angle I've got going as well. Let me know what you think about that, because something I try on something I've not really tried before, but I like the way it feels. This is so nice, just walking through this island. As I said, depending on rain levels in the future, I might not get this chance for a very long time again. This bridge has been eyeing me up ever since I got here. I am a sucker for an experience. I think I'm gonna have to go over there and see what it's like standing on it. My shoes are muddy enough. I can brave the way back, I think, with wet feet. We're in. I need to not fall over. I've got my phone in my pocket. Absolutely outstanding. Wow. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel.